letter I never sent. I used to believe that real love stories only happened in movies or books, not in everyday life. But once I had my own little story, quiet, fleeting, and unfinished, yet one that I still carry with me. I was 19, a university student taking the same morning bus every day. The route was always the same, and so were most of the passengers. But there was one person I secretly waited for. He got on at the third stop. Tall, a bit skinny, dark hair slightly messy, always holding a book. He had this habit of adjusting his headphones before opening to a page, and I often wondered what kind of music he listened to while reading. I usually sat by the window, and almost every time he would take the seat across from me. We never spoke, not a single word. But sometimes our eyes met, just for a second, and I'd feel my cheeks heat up as my heart raced uncontrollably. I'd quickly turn my gaze back to the window, pretending it meant nothing, even though it meant everything. Weeks passed. He kept showing up, and I kept waiting for him. It felt like he was silently stitched into the fabric of my mornings. I didn't know his name, but I knew that if he ever stopped coming, my days would feel a little emptier. One night, I gathered all my courage and wrote a note. "Hi, I see you every morning on the bus. The way you always read makes my day feel a little brighter. If you ever feel like talking, I'll be here on this line." It wasn't long, but it was honest. I folded it neatly and tucked it into my journal. The next morning, I woke up earlier, wore my favorite coat, and got on the bus with the note in my bag, my hands trembling with anticipation. But that day, he didn't show up, nor the next, or the next after that. He was simply gone. I kept riding the same bus, sitting in the same seat, waiting for him to return. But the seat across from me stayed empty, and the little note stayed tucked away, unread, in my journal. Sometimes I still take it out and wonder, what if he had been about to talk to me too? What if, somewhere in his notebook or pocket, there was a message he never gave me? What if that could have been the beginning of something lasting? Now, years later, I realize not every love story needs an ending. Some exist just to remind us that magic can be found in the simplest places, in a glance, in a smile, in the silent presence of a stranger on a bus. And even today, whenever I see someone reading on their morning commute, I can't help but smile, because it brings me back to that almost story of mine, the letter I never sent.